How do you introduce a legend? A man whose legacy speaks for itself. My late teens and early 20s were spent on dance floors raving to his songs. But how did one man manage to take a group of black youngsters who were seen as misfits by society and turn them into a #1 selling UK group? We saw African-American music moguls like Damon Dash and Jay-Z carve out careers by being business-minded and focused. But in the UK, before Wiley was the godfather of grime, there was a godfather of garage. Who am I talking about? Megaman. Mega, thank you for joining me, bro. I just want to say though, before we get started, I'm actually a fan. So, because I grew up listening to your music. So I used to rave to So Solid.
Like MC Days fan, or
do you know what's so funny?
TV Days fan.
TV Days, MC Days. I actually grew up with Ashley. Went to the same school as Ashley.
Oh, word. Okay,
we went to the same school for 5 years. Went to Pimlico.
Okay.
So when he was doing his thing, everyone was like, "That's Ashley from school," and it was a whole thing. So from back then to now, the evolution of Megaman. Are you happy with who you are in 2020?
I don't think anyone is actually happy with who they are.
No.
Whether it's the multi-billionaire, the most educated person, the person, I don't think we'll ever be satisfied with who we are today, because we always have to develop new skills.
So what are you saying, that you're constantly striving?
Constantly striving, constantly improving, you know what I mean?
Okay. So what is the difference in mindset, would you say, from the Megaman of old, let's say, to the Megaman today?
A lot more mature, because there's always a time in scale that you have to adopt certain mannerisms and certain attitudes towards life.
Right.
Through experiences, through caring, through, setting yourself a mission and understanding whatever happens between setting yourself that mission, you might have to become ugly sometimes. You might have to be a bit more, you have to draw intellect. You know what I mean? You have to kind of be knowledgeable. You have to test yourself in all different angles. And what I say to people, the reason why I say that is because studying doesn't stop.
I agree. I agree. But
we leave that system of school.
Yeah.
Certain fundamental things. The rest of it is just whatever. You know what I mean? But the school of life now we're in.
So you've learnt. The Megaman, the mistakes that he was making then ain't the mistakes he's making now. You don't seem too sure about that. You don't seem too sure about that.
No, it depends what area of life you're speaking, man. I make mistakes as a personal human being all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether it's investment mistakes, whether it's ideas, we always make mistakes. So, but if you're talking about
just in life generally,
I make mistakes.
You make mistakes.
I'll still make a few mistakes that I made back then.
That you made back then.
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta learn.
Go into a bit more.
Yeah, no. I mean, we could, but if it's private, it's private.
No, speak, man.
All right. So let's stay at the height, because we'll talk a little bit about the music, and then we'll talk a bit about you personally.
Yeah.
So when the music started for So Solid, and you guys were like winning awards and stuff, how important was it for you back then to be winning awards? Did the recognition from the music industry matter to you?
We didn't know that there was that sort of higher level Brit Award sort of thing. Those sort of level of events didn't exist to us, so we weren't really thinking that it was a part of the process. There was awards but we wasn't really thinking that we would have got nominated or stuff like that. It's only when it comes to close, when you're achieving certain results, and then it gets nearer to the time when you're being nominated and you've been accepted for an award, you think, I must win this.
Right.
That's at that point you actually see it, because
so once they let you in the door, you're like, well,
I don't know what door it is. There's bare doors in life.
Right.
Yeah.
But the music industry.
Once you're being invested by a legal record company that is connected to a major distributor, and you get the results, nearer the time when it comes to award shows and they tell you, you've been nominated for this, newcomer, whatever it is, that's when you feel, if I've got the results, I should win. But prior to that, never existed. Mobos was the only thing that existed.
Yeah. So when that happened, did that start making you broaden your horizons to think, actually, not just here, we can probably go there?
No, the broaden of the horizons thing, or it was already set in.
Right. Okay.
Like growing up as a young black youth, I knew the competition wasn't our people. You know what I mean? You could look up and see who's in the charts in the UK.
Yeah.
And it wasn't us.
Yeah.
So if you're then going...
So then what did it feel like when you done that then? When you made it, what did it...
That's the aim. I mean, that's most probably why what we tried was a little bit different. And I had to push the labels and the manager to make sure that we got the right feed.
Right.
The right plug.
The right plug,
to make sure that we could stand amongst those giants, which you called pop artists, like Take That and Robbie Willie.
Yeah, because you lot were sharing the charts with at that point.
Yeah.
Robbie Williams and...
Definitely. Like, the music side was more of a like, we're coming from the streets, whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a certain way because it's rough out here.
Yeah.
But it's bare self-defense. It wasn't like, we're happy to be in what we're in. You know what I mean?
Really?
On the real competition level, like, we were in all these pop bands, man. Especially Neutrino. Neutrino used to bring them up in songs all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was our competition level from the jump. Just looking at their videos, looking at their budgets, looking at how much big tours they were doing all over the world. Like, we were going for them. Yeah.
So the ambition grew as the longer you became. Oh, okay. The bigger your success, the ambition grew.
Like,
so what?
My mindset's different.
I've been on your Instagram, man. I know. I see the things you post.
I always feel that year in, year out, regardless whether you've hit a certain result, you should take it to that next level.
Yeah.
You should step into the next bracket and begin to learn that next stage of it. You know what I mean? Because, bro, like, you have to evolve. You have to evolve, and if it's not like in one sector, you have to evolve in something separate, because I see like the people in the streets and that, and you know, there comes a time where the young guys grow up and, you know what I mean, another person that's qualified as you wants that position.
100%.
And it's like, what, you ain't done what you've had to do in the space of 5 years?
Yeah.
I mean, in school, you only get 1 year to pass to go to the next year. They don't give you the...
It's very true.
Understand what I'm saying? You better pass your exam now.
Yeah, you better do it.
Into the 5th year.
Yeah.
Like,
Regardless of whether...
So in life, why are we taking 5 years to do one thing? Why are we taking 5 years to pass one exam of the admission that we set for ourselves?
So do you, the way you're talking now, so do you have like a timeline then for yourself?
For myself, yeah.
To like complete something?
To keep it moving. And if I'm still there, I get a little bit frustrated.
Right.
I just want to stop and fall back a bit. You know what I mean?
But, okay, so when, I'm trying to get into your mind now. So when that happens, so like when you're not, when you set yourself a timeline, it didn't happen.
Yeah, whatever doesn't happen.
Whatever it is, whatever it is. What does that do for you now? What is it stirring you?
Well, you have to look at yourself and be like, how much time do I have to execute this?
Right.
Am I applying the right fuel? Am I applying the right information? Is the circle and the team correct?
Right.
Is the business the right angle?
So it's introspective then?
It's introspective, and then once you check yourself, then you've got to check externally, your immediate circle. Then you've got to check the extra past that and be like, are they tapping in? Are other people interested? You know what I mean? And that comes with whatever brand, whatever idea or thing you do.
So what have you seen changing wise though from the music industry when you were proper, like when you started from to now?
It's DIY, innit? It's like what our parents used to do with the soundboy thing, and just sing in their yards and their church. Now it's like, I can be a star tomorrow. I could just put up music, and there's no real guidance as to say what's hot and what's not. And online, there's a lot of unprofessional advice or unprofessional elbow greasing, which professionals are taking as, that's qualified to say that. That's qualified to say that my tune's big because I've got 10 fans saying it's crazy. I've got a next man saying, blood, you're the greatest. And really, people are just throwing words out there. But at the end of the day,
yes, like, people then.
Like sometimes we can get gassed by people that are just yes people. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get gassed by that, and that's what's happened over a period of time. A lot of unprofessional people that are stepping up and saying, unqualified people stepping up and saying, you're the sickest, you're a legend.
People that don't even
You're
know
the best.
Don't know the culture, don't
you're
know
the
anything.
greatest.
Yeah.
And it's cool. You're gonna be the greatest. You're gonna be the best.
But did they do that to you though when you were around?
Not in my time.
Not in your time.
Like in my time.
Do you think they saw like a formula and thought we'll replicate that?
Yeah, we couldn't call it. You couldn't call anybody that was coming out. You couldn't just say they're the greatest before they achieved certain things.
I understand.
In those times, you know what I mean? Like, did you do a good video? Did you, you know what I mean, scoop up a lot of awards? Did you get number ones? Did you go platinum? And over that test of time in the past, who came next? Did they top that? Whatever movement came next, did they top that? And whatever movement came next, all right, 5 years down the line, has a movement done that yet? All right, another 10 years, has a movement. So every time you kind of get more warranted and more warranted into that legendary status, like, whoa, like, why ain't it happened again? You know what I mean? And yeah, you appreciate it at that point, but today it's just been thrown about a lot more.
How did so you lot grew up in Battersea, yeah?
Junction.
Junction, all right.
We call it Junction.
To call it Junction,
Yeah.
okay. Now, because I was in Streatham, so you know, I'm still south.
Yeah.
Did you, because I watched your specific mindset around So Solid, like when I was growing up, and everyone knew that you were like the mastermind. You were the guy, you were the one that was starting it. That was a perception. What was it about you that said, I'm gonna get X, you put this together and this is what we're gonna do?
I think it's just selflessness, man. I'm just selflessness, man. I
Yeah.
can't have my friends beside me and I'm the only one eating,
Right.
or I'm the only one getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm the only one, you know, doing shows.
Right, yeah.
And my brothers with me are there with me all the time.
Yeah.
They're part of my songs, they're
Yeah.
part of my process. They're part of even me getting to the point where I'm saying, oh, you know what, let's flip the game now and go into the music business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Did your environment help shape that?
environment
Like
helped
when you
shape
grew up?
that. But at the same time, like, I had a lot of friends that were just qualified, were just good at certain things that I weren't good at. Even though we might have fell out in different areas of our street activities and stuff, like, they were just good at things, man.
Because
Some of my friends were good at managing money. Some of my friends were good at, you know, they looked like stars before they were stars.
Before they were stars.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not like they needed to have that know-how, or
Right.
they looked at Mega like, yeah, man, I'm down with you. I feel like most of the times it's like when you're offering people an opportunity, yeah, and it looks like it can happen, and you have the money and the circle to kind of build something great, you know what I mean, and you feel it. Yeah, I think people jump on, because when I look at most of the team, yeah, the commitment was mainly through contractual commitments.
Oh, really?
Because before the contracts, it was myself, G-Man and Carlton, Mr. C, that was like not getting paid to do what we done until the results came.
Oh, really?
Everyone else, like,
So you got paid after the fact?
apart from radio station,
Yeah.
everyone else turned up somewhere because of pay.
Right, okay. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even at that time, putting the members on stage or booking, because we had the radio station, so everyone that got booked, everyone got paid.
Right, okay.
There was no one on that stage for free.
How many of you, how many of you were there though, like officially?
Yeah, we signed 35 plus people officially.
35?
Yeah, officially, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Contractually.
everyone was getting,
Everyone got paid in every shape or form. All the producers were producing.
Yeah.
Because look, because we've gone from one part subject to the other.
Yeah, sorry,
so
yeah.
we're here now
Yeah,
in the production
yeah,
and
yeah.
how it worked. Like, no one has ever made a song before. Majority of us hasn't been in record deals and known whether our songs can actually be viable for the marketplace.
Right.
So we wasn't professional producers.
Right.
We weren't names in the business or anything like that. All of us are just friends, and we were learning as we were going on.
Right.
So you've got a whole bunch of producers, a whole bunch of singers who think they're singers as well.
Yeah.
Rappers who think they're rappers.
Rappers, yeah,
we're all
yeah.
young, so we
Yeah.
actually think we're rappers.
Yeah.
Like, and then we're making songs together, and we're putting it out. And the thing is that no one knew. There's only a handful of people in the team
Right.
that knew how to complete a song.
Right.
And that was like a Shabs, myself, AC Burrell, JD. That's it. Meaning produce, sonically make sure every key is in sound.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Master it and mix it
Get
down.
it,
And
even listen to the vocals, get the vocals right.
Right.
Get there's only like that four, I would say, in the fold could actually do that. The rest could make beats, the rest could rap,
Right.
the rest could sing, but putting the final touch on it, it was the acute ear and eye of a selective few.
how did you see, because I look at, you say 35, I'm saying,
So how they all
I'm just like, how do you manage 35?
you don't manage, you don't try to manage them.
Right, okay.
You give people, you don't try to manage people because
Right.
we're all the same age.
Okay.
So who wants, like, I'm managing
yeah,
you.
what do you mean? Like, I
fam?
grew up with you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't that. It was like, we've got an agenda, we've got a mission, and this is what we've got to do. I'm contracted in a deal, and look, I want to make sure everyone eats off of this deal.
Yeah.
You get me, in some way, shape, or form. But at the same time, look, if certain people didn't get the record deals, because we knew basically who was going to get the big record deals.
Right, okay.
When it came into the
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
We knew,
You kinda
like,
knew who the stars
we
were.
knew the light skin guys was going to get a lot of the attention
yeah,
first before the dark skin guys.
Yeah.
We knew the guys with the rough edges weren't going to get called for certain shows.
Right.
We knew certain producers weren't on stages to be notarized as that. So it was always me trying to put them on the front covers so people could see, who's that? I've never heard him sing. Oh, that must be the producer. Or you open the sleeve and you see that person. So
Right.
I was always trying to show people, like, there's more to just the faces, you know what I mean? So if the main faces got all those deals, we set up the publishing company and we gave all the producers publishing deals.
Okay.
Yeah, and everybody got paid for their production on each album, each project, each everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So JD got paid for Lisa's project. Dan the Man got paid for Romeo's project with Double R. You know what I mean? Who else was there? Shabs and Swiss, obviously just after they done that project, but Shabs got through the door via a record label that we were signed to. His single got roped into our deal. So he was in the door that way because he came a little bit after, but
Right.
everybody ate, man. If I couldn't give you a record deal, I gave you a publishing deal, so everybody.
Because what I saw was a Damon Dash Jay-Z type Rockefeller, you know, kind of trying to build an actual brand and a whole.
That was the motivation. Man. Those guys were the motivation to showing the world that you can be in the Western world and still become something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And the thing is,
and
the
create
same thing they did is the same thing you did. Like, they used what they learned from their environment, money management. You know, Jay-Z used to sell drugs. People say, all right, he's a drug dealer, but you can look at him now and say, okay, but I've always said a lot of people that grow up in a lot of harsh environments have transferable skills that they may not even know.
It's like, what are you looking at, man? You know what I mean? What are you looking at? And what voice of value do you appreciate the most? Do you appreciate the voice of value of your friends on the streets?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the problem with most people, I feel, when they grew up, they looked at their household achievements.
Explain, what do you mean?
They looked at their household achievements, like what mommy and daddy was up to.
Right, oh, okay, I get you.
What I know my mommy and daddy's up to is what I know my family's up to.
Right.
And that's not the case. Because you've got family members that could be crazy wealthy and very intelligent. You could have family members that are lawyers. Could have family members that are politics, like speak to your peoples. Because sometimes our family members detach themselves from brothers and sisters.
100%.
From their parents, from their cousins, and, you know, when, like, so they don't really get to understand the real value of their family and where they're coming from.
So were you lot like a family though? Like
I think my household was like a full-blown family.
Right.
But when I understood that who my family was before England and what we was doing in the Caribbean, and what they're still doing today in the Caribbean, and who we are over here, and who different cousins are, and who different uncles, and what we managed here, and what companies they had here, knowing your whole family is what your whole family's up to, could mold you into a different person.
Very true.
So there's a lot of youth that are detached from their bigger circle of their family, thinking that, boy, I have to hold up mum and dad, or mum and dad ain't.
Or they find an exterior family.
Yeah, they can find an exterior family, but it's not it's not the same DNA. It's not, well, it is the same DNA if you want to go deeper, but it's not that surface DNA. Who you're saying, raw, I can recognize, look, my uncle's this, or my cousin's this, and my brothers and sisters are that. My auntie is this, and I can call my auntie and get that advice. I can call my uncle and get this advice. I can call my cousin and get that advice. So why am I just taking street advice?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why am I taking strangers' advice?
Is that what you done though when you
Yeah.
you took from your family?
My uncle had the accountant company. He helped me set my companies up.
Right.
My dad already had the businesses with his brothers and that in building. They owned
So
properties and stuff.
you had the plugs.
I had the views. I had the series.
Right.
I had the real life series to look at.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it different than what my friends would look at. And I could say to my friends like, well, your dad's this, you know, or
You could use that. Yeah.
you know your auntie's that.
Yeah.
And some men use their dad's name and their uncle's name as the bad boys on the street.
Yeah.
You know
Not
what
as,
I mean?
oh, my uncle's an
and
accountant.
not as, oh, my uncle's a businessman.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
My uncle's the biggest this, or he's an entrepreneur. He opened up the first shop here. Let me see if I can open a bigger store.
Yeah.
They were just utilize it on the street level. But I looked at my family and I said, yeah, there's a street side to certain people in my family, but I'm looking at the business side, because if they owned land with spring waters, and I've got aunties and cousins who are multimillionaires in the Caribbean, and what am I doing in the UK pretending like life is hard and I can't
You can't do something.
and these people are in like the Caribbean shopping. Like, and I'm right here with the technology and everything to my disposal.
You've got more than they've got.
I've got more than they've got at my disposal. What am I doing?
What you're touching on there, so we're going off, but it's fine. But what you're touching on there for me is like, people call it a mentality of like victimhood or victim, or victor or victimhood.
Yeah.
And it seemed like, regardless of where you grew, you were like, well, that's where I grew, but that doesn't make me who I am. Like, who I am is who I am in here, and I'm gonna be like victorious in the stuff that I do. And for me, I feel like a lot of, you had your, I guess, your family to say, okay, cool, I know I can be like this. A lot of the young black youth today don't really have maybe something to look to, like you were saying.
But they're not looking for it. Not like they don't have it to look to. Every black family comes from a string of black family, black power, great knowledge, you know, strength, influence. You know what I mean? We're coming from that.
So you're saying they're not looking for it?
They're not looking far enough. They're not looking far enough. There's not one black person that I feel that blames their society that is looking further than their community, further than the Caribbean.
And knowing who you are prior to this.
You are prior to the UK, prior to your mum being born here. Know who you are, because the reason why other people might know who they are and have taken certain precedents in life is because of their bloodline. It's because of not because of what their cousin done last year, or their brother down the road. Their bloodline has made them take a certain stature and level of life today. And you can look at it from governments, you can look at it straight down to the local Indian man at the shop. He knows what his bloodline's into. And when they sit down, they know how to come together. You know what I mean? The problem with us here is that we know how to come together, but we don't look for the right tools to put in the box when we're coming together.
Right.
I mean,
we put the wrong things in there.
We just put people who are just saying the same things as us and interested in the same things as us, and feel emotionally the same as us towards that same problem thing. That's what we do. You know what I mean? And yeah, a toolbox has to have as many tools.
Because when you're saying that, because I know, because myself, the reason why I guess I don't linger on certain things, or I'm like, all right, then cool, I've got to keep pushing, is because, like you were saying, I know prior to this environment which I'm in, I come from a great people, or I come from a great lineage, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, like you were saying, I think the knowledge of yourself, and who you were prior, because I said to people, I said, I had made a video the other day and I said, the quote unquote ghetto is like 60 years old. 80 to 60 years old, like, and people like, yeah, the ghetto. I'm like, bro, before the ghetto, like, this is only an 80-year-old social engineered condition. Do you know what I mean, for us? So it's like, if you don't look beyond that and realize that you're more than that, then that's probably all you're gonna get.
It's cool. Like most of us are grown to be emotionally driven.
100%.
So in life, you got to know when to be emotionally driven, when not to. You know what I mean? Know when to lead with different parts of your organs. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's another conversation. But what I'm trying to get to is that when we come together as most black power, pro-black organizations, we always tend to just have that same sort of emotional feeling towards that topic.
And
some of us has to some of the black people we call on need to be like, I'm not emotionally affected by it at all.
Right.
But I'm emotionally stable.
But then what happens when you say that is I say, oh, but you're not part of you're not part of us. It's
no. Like I say to you, my dad was a builder. Yeah. Electrician.
Right.
Carpenters, plumbers, all that. They set up companies together. They weren't all electricians. You know what I mean? My other uncle was an accountant. They set up companies together. My uncle who's an accountant doesn't know nothing about electrical work.
Right.
So if you're setting up an organization, when you look at what, you know, Asian people do, when they pull together a lawyer, an accountant, a business mentor, a marketing person, someone who knows how to invest, someone who knows how to read, you know, the data. So they put a team of people together. And those people, and it's spearheaded by people who are emotionally driven by that particular product or that particular subject or movement.
Yeah.
So someone has to be a talker, and you have to know when that person speaks, you can emotionally draw the right people to it. So not everybody in the team should be that same emotional, should have that same emotional feeling towards the agenda.
Talking about like bringing people together, I had like an idea, and I'm not even saying it's gonna work or anything. It's just something that I thought, because I was looking at, let's say, the quote unquote legends in the music industry, right? So for me, this is just me. I don't know who's beefing with who or who knows who or who doesn't know who. But for me as a fan of the music industry, I was looking at you, I was looking at Wiley, I was looking at Skepta, I was looking at Dizzy Rascal. And I said to myself, imagine a concert or something with all four of like people that were legendary to come together to do something. Because I'm on the thing of,
I mean, it could happen.
We're stronger together than we are apart type thing.
It could happen. You know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of people still, look, all of us still feel we need to achieve something as individual artists.
Right.
Before they have that feeling that, right, if I'm going to come together, well, is my name bigger than his
right,
than his name?
The ego comes,
Am I on the top of the
gets,
flyer?
the ego gets involved,
I don't really care about top of the flyer or anything. I'm just cool about, you know what I mean? Are we getting paid well? Is this moving to something bigger? Can you benefit off of this? You know what I mean? So there's many different reasons why I get involved in things.
Right.
But yeah, it can happen.
Yeah.
You know I mean,
that's good to know as a fan of music for me.
There's not that much of a problem that we can't do a concert together.
Right. Okay.
Never has been. Never has been that deep. Maybe to me personally, like me and Dizzy personally don't have a problem.
Right.
Personally.
Right, yeah.
You understand
Professionally, is it a professional thing?
Well, it's the affiliation. It's people who I'm affiliated and how things occurred at a certain time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what, fuck that, I just don't need to.
Right, I hear you.
So all of us are in our circles and we're like, we don't need to.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple guys make
like
money
four
off
kings sitting on their thrones like, well, I don't need him, you don't need me.
Give
it's
the
like
main
whatever.
reason why, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give us a bigger agenda and, you know what I mean, sell it to us.
Right,
Because we could be all in our circles and living, and we have different missions for our family members and friends that we're more interested in at this present time.
Switching to the police.
Yeah.
I was on this show, I interviewed Lee Jasper.
Yeah.
He used to be secretary for Mayor Livingston. And speaking to him, he was saying that he was the one that set up Trident. However, when he set it up, after he left, they took it over and it became something else. Now, when So Solid was at the height of their success, what was your interaction with Trident?
I don't know, man. We just knew that police were investigating us.
Right. Yeah, that's what
They were calling up the office, they were calling up labels, and SL11 had a case on us and had a file on us and stuff. And you know, it's just
because it was blown up. It was blown up like
it was more like they kind of knew who I was affiliated with and what I was up to and capable of doing. You know what I mean? And maybe that just scared them a bit because it wasn't Mega's or the crew's intention, but there was certain intention of, you know, a circle of people.
Right. Yeah.
were very close. You get me? Man's brothers and that were not in the circle. You get me? That were very close. That man said, listen, don't worry about it, man.
So, would you say they were just trying to find dirt?
Yeah, trying to find dirt at the same time. You know what I mean? Obviously, you got a young bunch of kids in an area growing up around police officers.
Yeah.
Police officers are going to work every day.
Yeah. And now you lot are making...
Trying to run us down, trying to...
But now you guys are making money. And
yeah, we're not getting convicted for a lot of cases. You know what I mean? No convictions, and we're just cutting through, and then they see it big, and they kind of got a little bit of intelligence that there's some dirt around us still.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? That's factual. Like, there's some dirt around us still. Those guys still carry a bit of dirt around.
Right, yeah.
So it's just, they're going to slip up soon. And that's how it goes. But, you know, I don't have any... Bruv, I'm emotionless more time. And that's what makes me a little bit different. I think calculated, but I'm emotionless.
Which is a way to think.
Yeah, I'm emotionless to have anger for people. I don't have anger for people.
Right.
I don't have like...
You just say they're going to be who they're going to be.
You're going to be who you're going to be. And if I have an intention for you, the intention will be.
Right, I hear you.
But I let go of that thought now.
Let's continue.
Yeah, there's no crazy emotion to it.
Because because I'm juxtapose it with when So Solid was there, and you know there was a shooting, and then there were MPs and stuff saying that you guys should get shut down.
Some people speak out. Some people want to talk. Some people want to shout loud. Some people want to round up, you know, the troops and go out there and, you know, block the streets and.
Because they blocked you guys, a lot of you guys shows, isn't it?
Yeah, the police blocked our shows and stuff. I mean, it was warranted.
You say it's warranted?
Safety of the public.
Okay.
Safety of the public.
But did you think that back then, though?
I thought that back then.
You did?
But I didn't want them to block it because I said to myself, you could just pay for extra security.
Right.
And pay for just speak with a representative. I'll be happy to go and speak with a representative of the police force and say, look, I know you understand what's going on.
Right.
But we'll pay extra for security. We understand, look, coming to a club is fine. We are villains in their eyes in some aspect, and we're going to a certain area, which the council and the police have to police the streets, and they know that different gangsters or different people are flooding into one area at one time. 2,000 people going into a club, because we were doing events, 2,000, 1,000 capacity events, going into a club, and there was problems outside our garage events that we were at before coming into the business. So the last event that we done when we was finishing the underground Garage Delight thing, I was parting business with Carlton. I said, look, here's a bunch of money. You know what I mean? I think it was something between like 65K or something like that. And then a next amount of money for Garage Delight. You know what I mean? I think it was something like that. And we said, look, we're going to do this last Garage Delight event, but look, continue with Garage Delight and we'll break off. We'll do some sort of agreement. 15% of every Garage Delight, boom, 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 and we'll just keep promoting it because, you know what I mean? He wasn't really involved in the music side of it. So when we kind of saw those problems occurring, that last Garage Delight at Astoria in central London, West End, that was the breaking point for them to use that and catapult it across board. Right. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have no problem. I have no.
Because they were saying the lyrics that you guys were saying, you know, it's promoting gun violence, etc., etc.
But I beat that in court. I already beat that for us.
Right.
I beat that for everybody.
Right. Because but now they're saying the same thing with drill now.
I beat that for everybody. Yeah. Making them understand that not every rapper who raps like this and raps in this manner, is actually wants to go and do that. Sometimes it is a part of their career. Sometimes it is a part of their image. Sometimes it's a little bit of their image, as well as saying, look, stand off. You know what I mean? So I beat that. I beat that. Because
but what would you say about violence?
I tell you what.
Like, do you think it influences the youth?
Everything influences everything.
Right.
To a certain degree.
Right.
The individual just has to have a bit of thick skin and know what they want to be influenced by. It's totally down to them. It's kind of like, influence is 99% of the human brain, so it's like sometimes we don't even understand how subtle it is. Yeah, we don't understand the subconscious, and it could be going in. It doesn't matter, like vegan, like you want to be vegan, how deep do you want to be vegan? You want to be pro-black, you want to be pro-white, you want to be pro-Jew. How deep do you want to be?
There's levels.
There's levels.
There's levels to it. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. So that's just.
There's left and right. Okay, because like I said, when I look at what they're doing with drill now, for me myself, I'm in two minds because I'm like, okay, artist-wise, you say, okay, you're an artist, you're allowed to make music.
No. It's a big difference.
Okay, go on.
It's cool. You can be an artist allowed to make music, but if you want to put certain realities in your songs, you know what I mean, that happened yesterday or today, and they know that, then it's not a song anymore. Then it becomes like a message.
So then, would you?
It becomes like what Bin Laden done.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
It's
becomes
like,
a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Like it comes what the IRA do.
So then you would advocate for them shutting down.
What's that group in Nigeria that's slaughtering
Boko
people?
Haram.
Boko Haram. It's like doing something and then sending the message. Oh, who done it? We done it.
We done it. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what rapping in drill. That's what some drill rappers.
Snitching on yourself.
Not snitching.
Well, telling on yourself.
Not snitching.
No.
You have to look at it different. Did Bin Laden snitch on himself? Or is he saying?
Or is he saying, I'm that bad, I'm just going to admit to do it? Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do the IRA snitch on themselves? Or are they saying, look, yeah, we claim that one.
But then if they catch you, then it is.
Well, look, all I'm saying is, like, the way how we speak in our culture, we see it as snitching. Like, we see it as, oh, you're telling on yourself. But in the game of chess, in the game of life,
yeah,
you see everything. You see everything, who the opponent is, what moves they do. It's there. It's plain and simple. So in the game of war or anything, you call your enemy. That's what countries do.
So then
they call up the other country and say, listen,
this is what's going on.
Do this? We're
true.
about to lick down 2,000 people of your army, and do you really want to do it? You know what I mean? And when somebody does things spontaneously, they say, who is it? All right, oh, it was us, we're claiming that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the drill guys are doing. Now, then it doesn't become music. That's what I'm saying.
It's just war, basically, on track.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't become music. It's not entertainment. It's not there just for entertainment's sake. It's there to send messages. It's there as I can't speak to you on the phone. I can't let the masses know that you're a dickhead.
So I'm just going to send a message.
So I'm going to send a message through music. You know
so then would you advocate the shutting down of drill?
No,
because that's what they're trying to do. They were trying to shut it down.
I wouldn't advocate the shutting down of drill. I would say just analyze the individuals who are saying what they're saying. And if they're smart enough to, you know, escape their situations, then cool. And if they're not, they get caught up. So for those individual artists, whether it's hip hop, whether it's rap, whether it's, you know, like, yeah, like, do your best, man. Do your best to either cut through or you know the consequences of what you're putting out there, man. You know the consequences of it. I'm just saying like at those times, those artists have decided not to class it as just a song. Just a song to entertain people. You really don't want you don't want the whole of the UK jumping up to a song saying
that's very personal towards someone else.
How you killed somebody in that area and saying the name. So you want people in the club to go, you really want people to do that. You want grannies, you want the kids in school, you want radio stations to jump up, you want record labels to sign you for it. You want that's what you want from it. You know what I mean? And you want all of these educated people with big investments and big companies and multi-million pound, billion-dollar companies to actually invest in that and support it. That's what you want. Is that what we're saying? That's
what we're saying. But then the question becomes how come?
Because the youth ain't necessarily thinking that far, and they don't really feel concerned to think that far.
So then, how would now? So could you just highlight something to me? Because my brain's going now. Because it's like you're saying, if this is an individual song for a certain specific person or a certain specific area or whatever, but there are massive record labels and millions behind actually promoting that.
They've learned from their mistakes in America, so they don't promote it like that anymore.
No.
A lot of labels in the industry are being a lot more clued up. Most A&Rs didn't really understand the politics. So when they signed certain people because of what they done in a scenario and put it on a tune, they didn't understand the politics. They learned that after. So people like me might get phone calls from 1 or 2 labels to come in and speak to their artists.
Right,
Or have
okay.
a conversation.
Okay.
And just let them know, like, look, this is an investment, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Really, we have to stop thinking that these kids are just illiterate kids. Sometimes they are smart, but they're emotionally driven and they're frustrated with what's going on around them or with the other person, and they don't want to just make it a song now. You know what I mean? Some of them ain't hustlers on the streets, and they found an avenue to make money from letting out their aggression. Drill doesn't need to be supported by the business for drill to survive. Grime doesn't need to be supported by the business for grime to survive. I tell people come up to me and say, we're so solid, man. What are you lot up to? I'm like, we're in our business. We're in our genre.
Yeah.
We're in the garage scene. It is a multi-million-pound company. Multi-millionaires invest in festivals yearly and club nights yearly.
100%.
To keep this scene going. When you go to the business always feel, the UK music industry would take a pop artist from scratch with no fans, no anything, sign them and do what they've got to do. If you've got a darker skin tone or you're doing a certain type of style of music, they want you to do some hard work. They want your views first. And I'm like, why do labels need to do that? And then bit by bit, I saw labels doing a bit of that. After maybe saying it a few times, I see certain A&Rs doing that, signing artists who are nobodies. You know what I mean? And actually putting
And just building
releasing
them.
I'm just building them. So I'm like, I'm in that.
You can do the same thing.
Yeah. And my mindset of different business, what businesses lead to and what opportunities you can do with different, it's just a never-ending cycle of creating.
So the mindset, this is one thing that I always tell people about the mindset of just having entrepreneurial or business type mind. Because I don't think, for me, that's the future.
Being an entrepreneur and having multiple ideas of business isn't about the money.
What is it about?
It's about how much time you want to give yourself to do the things that you really love and enjoy.
Right.
Over a 10, 20 year period, you have friends and family and members that support you directly or indirectly on your mission and make it easier for you to do your mission, whether it's rapping, whether it's running a multi-million-pound company. So there comes a time where now we've given you a lot of time to become that great person. Can you come back?
Can you? Yeah.
And be the father, or be the husband, or be the boyfriend, or be the dad, be the uncle, be the, you know what I mean? When are you gonna give time to yourself?
Yeah.
When are you gonna take in knowledge to preserve this vessel? Because if it's just about money, then all you're doing is just going out there, fueling yourself with stupidness, sharing your energy with a whole lot of different madness. And then at the end of it, all you have is money. And you just look like a mad, old, shriveled up madman. You know what I mean? And your mindset, you don't even know how to manage everything because you're getting ill, you're getting sick, you're forgetting now. You know what I mean? You're catching certain diseases and your DNA's falling out of your body in certain parts where it shouldn't have happened so quick. You know what I mean? So there comes a time in life where you then have to apply different things which you should have applied at an early stage to preserve a great mindset. I mean, in the next 50 years, how do you want to be thinking? And then when you think about that, it brings you back to the time now, I have to start consuming differently then.
Yep.
I have to start
Not just
I have to start
internally,
not
but
pushing
mentally,
my energy to build someone else's business and build my life as a business.
So what do you specifically want to build? Like, what do you?
I want to build a foundation that lasts past my lifetime. I want to.
You've already done that though.
No.
No?
I see black people. We say we've already done that, but generational wealth it has to happen 2 times over before you can say we've already done that.
Right.
You get me? When a white man does a business and he dies, and then wealth is passed down to his kids, and you see what his kids do with it, and then the wealth passed down to their kids, and then you see what their kids do. You can say, right, your father done that.
What I meant though, I'm talking about like music industry. Like, you built a block. Like you've got your block on a pyramid.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like you've got your block there, so it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that's Mega's block.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So after you go on, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's his block.
Yeah, that's Mega's block. But I'm more interested in what the progress of my family and my people do with what I've left behind.
With what you've left behind, okay.
And for me to do it, I have to have a different frame of mind towards me. and I have to look after my vessel a bit more. So that draws me to spending more time on myself and not having to rush and run around for the sake of income.
Yes.
So we now have to be able to accumulate income without having to burn energy and kill your drive. And, you know what I mean? So
you have to work smarter, not harder.
yeah, work smarter, not harder. And that's why I'm saying creating all the time should lead to that.
I actually saw on your Instagram though, your So Solid is doing you guys doing another tour?
Yeah, no, concert
at O2.
Forum.
Yeah. When is that?
13th of March.
Well, that's around the corner.
March, yeah,
That's around the corner.
Yeah.
So so I don't know how often you lot all get together to do that though.
Well, like I say, the garage scene, guys are getting booked all the time.
Yeah.
We get offers for bookings all the time. I just don't take all the bookings.
Right, okay.
Like, we've got a few months in a
But is this
we've got
is
a
this
few
a big
weeks
one?
in a month. You've got a few weeks in a month, and every day if I'm out in the clubs all the time, it's just long.
Yeah.
So some of the team members, it's their bread and butter. Other team members do other things. I just like business. I like putting my time into creating people. So if I'm always putting time into myself, then I can't put time into creating other things and people and help people's careers and that.
So is the whole gang, the whole gang is going to be in there?
Yeah.
Listen,
Maybe
that's nostalgia for me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like if I was there, I would be like, I would actually be a fan if I was watching that. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be a fan.
Come true. Like the tour, when you do stuff like that, the tour companies, you know, they're well settled, man. So they should do their job. And the artists that are booked, we do our job, and it should be a decent one.
But does it for you though? Like
groundbreaking show, man.
I'm saying, does it bring it back for you though?
It's our first live public show.
Yeah, like
live show back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was closed off behind closed doors, and now we put it on a DVD and sold it in HMV and stuff.
Right. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that sold out quick. But now this is like our first live show with a live band.
You got a live band as well.
Live band.
Wow. Are you looking to replicate it, or is it a one-off?
Yeah.
It's a one-off. Okay.
I want it to be a one-off.
You do?
Yeah. I've always wanted things like that to be a one-off, but sometimes these companies just want to keep pulling your brand through and during opportunities, and then it's not about Mega what you want. It becomes about what the other members want.
What they want, yeah.
You get me? And how they want to go about it. So then I might have to go forward and do it again.
How long did it take to actually get that to come together though? That whole concept? I'm just thinking all of the different people you got to contact.
No, concerts are quick.
Really?
Yeah, it's quick.
See, I don't know the industry like that.
But when you've been dealing with friends like that for a minute in the business, it becomes a little bit more easier. You know what I mean? After a while, so it's quick. It's just the organising of the show, rehearsals and stuff. Sometimes you got to trust people to actually perform well.
Yeah.
On the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, rehearsals, people can turn up for rehearsals and do what they want in rehearsals. Yeah, they feel comfortable around everyone. But on that stage, it's different. So your vocals got to stand out. You got to dance a certain way and be confident a certain way. And sometimes that changes from rehearsal to the stage. You know what I mean?
Listen, Megaman, I'm gonna say this before I leave.
Yeah. Oh, you leaving already?
I got to leave already.
Cool. Good interview.
But
Good interview.
Thank you. But no, what it is that I just wish you success, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, I wish you success with whatever you're trying to build. Your block is already there.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in if people do something of stature that actually impact people, you're supposed to let them know then what influence they've had. Yeah. A lot of people get it when they're dead or whatever.
But I like what So Solid's allowed me to do in building the brand, and it's allowed me to create these other brands. You know what I mean? Clothing lines, and keep the events, and you know, go into the record industry and create a label and sign artists and see these artists how they appreciate the process. And I just love it. I want to be one of those people that keep bringing people through.
Right.
One of those people in the business that I don't care what problems you have on the streets with whoever. If you're doing good music, I'm a voice of value for you in the business.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna make the business run away with your sort of personality and vibe. I'm gonna be a good word for everybody.
But that's also something that will live on after you're gone, because if someone becomes successful, someone that you brought through, they will always speak your name. Do you get what I'm saying? Like your name's gonna be, and I said, I'm a firm believer in just giving people their flowers while they're alive. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a firm believer in that.
I want all the flowers.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm trying to say. And I think
so
like
good.
a lot of people get them when they're gone. But I'm saying people who have influenced and done good things, you have to speak their name now. You gotta give it to them now. So
The Americans do it a lot. We don't do it as much.
We don't do it as much.
But sometimes people do it like, yeah, man, you're the biggest thing. And then when they turn their back, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, that doesn't drive us to do what we do, man. We make it happen anyway. Like, when what we're doing over here with, you know, my ends, Clapham Junction, we're just different people over there, bro. We take care of our own, we support our own, and we just keep riding through, and we believe in that. You know what I mean? We have a lot of affiliates, and if people feel comfortable enough to bring us around their environments, then that's good. You know what I mean? But we do look after our own, man, and that's how it's always going to be. The mindset of how the industry should be. Yeah, just keep look at Africa. You know what I mean? Look at China. Look at the pop industry. Like, we have a culture which is very challenging. It's very battle-like, whether it's dancing,
whether it's rapping,
whether it's
MCing,
whether it's physical sports or whatever. They always put us in this battle thing. You know what I mean? But when we look at other cultures, they don't battle each other much. So let's sensitize that a little bit, and we'll make a lot more money.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
and build.
Yeah, let's stop battling each other publicly. If you're a revolutionist, be a revolutionist, but don't, you know, publicly shit on another fellow black person
just for the sake of
clout
clout or
whatever it is. Just be silent, because we've got other people doing that to us already. We don't need to add.
That's listen. If you know me, I advocate the same stuff.
So with me, I'm just a lot more reserved. So if people want me to be involved in, you know, the pushing of our people, I'm a different player on the chessboard.
Right.
The king don't move much.
You don't. Yeah. But that's what everyone's trying to capture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a question. So, what advice, would you give to your younger self in 20? If you could talk to young Mega in '95 and your 2020 Mega, what would you say to him? I know the question gets people out thinking that, what would I say to myself?
I would have told me to be a little bit more welcoming.
Right, okay.
Because I think there was a certain vibe I gave off then which wasn't welcoming. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people from other ends which could have spoke to me and done business, or got the know-how how to cut through. But maybe because my aura wasn't welcoming enough. You know what I mean? And it's not just in that sense. I mean, in every building.
Really?
In every building I started to walk through, it's like, whoa.
There was an aura that surrounded you,
whoa. And I didn't smile much. There wasn't much to smile about. Like, you understand what I'm saying? The responsibility in my mind.
Do you think you closed doors with that? Huh? Do you think you closed doors with that aura?
Invitations, not doors.
Or invitations, yeah.
So I didn't get the invite.
Yeah.
I could walk through the door.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
fair enough. Yeah,
I could walk through the door and be like, all right, he's here.
This is kind of.
Yeah, and no
were
one
people
like that.
Were people kind of waiting on you to snap or something, or what?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I was just defensive of my team, and that's maybe that character just seeped into me a lot, too much, a little bit too much.
Megaman, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, bless.